Thank you very much, Polly. Right, it's time to get tonight's big guest on. She is one of the biggest classical singing stars in the world. Every single one of her albums has gone straight to the top of the classical charts. And she's British. Welcome to Studio 5, Katherine Jenkins. Yay! Woo! Let's give her some love from here.
Hello.
Please, have a seat.
Thank you for having me on.
Fantastic.
She is actually technically Welsh, but we claimed her as British.
Of course we claim her.
Yeah.
That's what we do as English people. If you're great, we'll take you until it goes back. Really busy. You're really busy right now.
It's manic.
It's manic, huh?
Yeah,
and the new album.
Yeah.
Believe.
The new album came out on Monday, and just been doing lots of promo, and just really exciting because I've always wanted to make this album because I got to work with David Foster, who's this big super producer in America, and so it's my most accessible album. I wanted to make one that was, you know, kind of more crossover.
Right.
Which you picked the perfect song for it because you've got Bring Me to Life, haven't you, which is your single.
Yes.
Let's have a little listen to it. Yeah, before we move on.
Wake me up inside, wake me up inside, call my name and save me from the dark. Beat my blood to run before I come undone. Save me from the nothing I've
Nice vampy.
Yeah,
like
beautiful.
It.
Great video.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So that's the cover of an Evanescence song. Do you know what they've made of it? Do you know if they've heard it?
Well, apparently they don't exist anymore as a group.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they broke up. So I just loved the original song, and I think the girl who sang it, she had definitely a trained voice, so it allowed me to kind of take it, you know, somewhere further, and just to do something completely different. It starts quite intimate, and then, you know, gets bigger and more dramatic, and has this big operatic ending. And I think it's all about kind of encouraging more people into classical music.
Yeah, absolutely. You might resurrect their career as well by doing that. But somebody that doesn't need resurrecting is you, because you've just signed a big deal, haven't you, with a huge kind of Hollywood agent, Liz Rosenberg.
Yes.
Looks after the likes of Cher and who else?
Madonna,
Liza Minnelli.
Yeah.
So does this mean you're going to leave us?
No, I'm not. I keep reading that I'm going off to America and I'm going to live there, but I'm really, really happy here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend time there because it's such a massive place. You've got to go and work and, you know, just put the time in there. But I think it'll all be about commuting back and forth, really, because I'm happy here.
They're going to love you over there. They won't let you go.
Why is it that acts and constantly want to have to break the States? Why is it so important to everyone?
I think it's because, you know, when you've got America, you know, everywhere else follows, and I think it's such a massive place, and that you get to do places like, you know, Vegas and all these things. So I think it's something that I definitely want to do, and I feel like I've got a really good opportunity because I'm working with David, but we'll just have to see. I'm not going to set myself, you know, any things, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah. I suppose it's got to be the ultimate challenge as well,
Exactly.
isn't it? Now, you did Piers Morgan the other night,
I did.
which I thought was brilliant, but very, very brave of you, because he asks sort of quite deep questions, doesn't he? I mean, he doesn't mind sort of digging in there.
No, I was frightened to death. I felt sick. Oh, God, it was horrible at the beginning. I mean, I definitely warmed into it, you know, the further we got in, but it's a 2-hour interview.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they take it down to about, you know, 45 minutes to an hour, and because he's so intrusive, and you just have to really kind of think.
Does it feel like therapy when you're in there?
No, it's more torture.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you could, like, if he's asking stuff, could you say, no, that's the one? Could you
But
just
he
say
won't
to him,
do that. But if he sees any weakness in you and anything you're not comfortable with, he just goes even further.
Wow.
But we are kind of friends, and I did an interview with him a couple of years ago, and got to know him a bit. And so I knew more what to expect this time. I was a bit more prepared, but still, I felt really sick, and even sick watching it back as well.
So why did you do it? What was the reason for doing it?
Well, it's my 7th album, and I kind of feel when you're out and you're doing promotional stuff, you get to talk to people, but it's only for a few minutes. And I thought maybe it was a way of, you know, people getting to know me a little bit more. You know, after all the albums, it was kind of, you know, showing them more of an in-depth interview. And actually, having done it, I really enjoyed it.
Good,
yeah.
good. And I bet you've had some great feedback, because
I have.
you were really honest. And in fact, earlier on the show, we've been talking about eating disorders, and do parents influence their teenage daughters if they go on diets and things. And you were very open and talking about the fact that you'd gone through an experience like this.
Yeah, but in actual fact, it had, you know, nothing to do with you know, influences of family or friends. I think it was just being a young woman and being influenced by the airbrushing and the magazines and all these things, and thinking you have to look a certain way, whereas I think in your late teens, you don't really understand that this is your shape and you can't, no matter how much you diet, you're not going to change
But also nobody really looks like that, do they?
No.
Because like you say, it is all airbrushes and lights and makeup.
So with the, you know, with the music, like classical music or opera, what's the difference? I don't know what the difference is.
Okay, well, to be an opera singer, you have to actually have been in an opera, like appeared at Covent Garden. Right. I call myself a classical singer because I studied at the Royal Academy of Music, and I still sing pieces from operas, but I've not been in an opera yet. So I think that's the distinction. You know, when you see these little kids coming out of the reality shows and they call themselves opera singers, it's impossible. They can't be an opera singer yet.
Are you gonna? Do you want to do an opera?
Yeah, definitely. But my voice won't be fully developed for another year.
Is it?
So yeah. So as a mezzo-soprano, it's not until you're about 30 that everything, because you don't use a microphone in opera, so it's all about projection and everything. And so I'm still not quite ready.
Wow, so it takes that amount of time for the voice to fully develop.
Interesting stuff. And you just mentioned reality shows. Have you been watching The X Factor?
Yes. I love my perfect night in at the moment. I'm so busy, is just to sit down and watch X Factor and Strictly. With
So
my PJs and cooking, and it's fab.
What do you think of the acts in that? When you see them, because at the moment, I'm like Jedward, the two guys.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about
John. Yeah, but I can't help it. What do you think of them two guys? How do you...
I think they are entertaining, and I like the fact that the whole British public kind of gets behind them because they're sort of the underdog, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it would annoy me if I was in that competition and I thought I was a better singer.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have gone out. But I think the two Welsh contestants are really good, actually.
And is that just because they're Welsh?
Well, I do support the Welsh, but I think I love Stacey. I just love. She just for the comedy. As soon as she starts talking, it's so entertaining.
Do you think it's something that you would have done if you could come through a different kind of avenue? Would you have ever done X Factor or Britain's Got Talent, that sort of stuff?
Maybe. I think because I came from a background where I knew nothing about the music business or how to get into it, and I literally got my record deal, I think, by chance, and just happened to know somebody who passed my demo on. But if that had not happened, I might have found myself singing for somebody like Simon Cowell on that kind of thing, because that's, I guess, the only way that people know how to do it. So it's good that people do get the chance.
Yeah, and you're going on tour soon.
Yes.
Your voice is obviously your most powerful tool. How do you keep it in shape? Do you have to rest lots and eat properly? And
there's loads of things that I have to do, but it's almost like, like you remember to brush your teeth. I remember not to do things and to do things, and it's like I don't drink alcohol a week before I'm singing. I don't eat dairy when I'm singing.
I hear people say they have to turn off the air conditioning.
Yeah, I turn the aircon off.
Oh,
I don't speak in between shows, so I literally write everything down.
Oh my gosh.
Text everything. I know. And it sounds really, it sounds really hard work, but it's something that you just have to do, because otherwise you're going to disappoint thousands of people, so you don't want to do that.
Awesome.
Well, I admire your discipline, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Katherine Jenkins!
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.